Hello and welcome to episode 47 of our Ostriv Alpha 5.3 Let's Play. It's been a long time, a couple weeks, but we're back at it once again, this fantastic city builder. Last time we had this whole little paved area constructed up to here. We're going to continue doing a little bit more paving and decoration this time around because, well, let's face it, there's not too much more that actually needs to be done. We're just here having a good time. Let's not forget, our primary school here is currently in the process of being demolished. We're going to put a little bit of decorative town square kind of stuff right here in this giant weird housing complex thing. All sorts of fun stuff. And up here, I've been trying for a long time to take these trees out. I believe, yeah, these guys right here. I'm trying to take these guys out to put in a big cemetery because we have pretty much just this one kind of corner of the map that hasn't been touched at all. So that's what we're going to be focusing on a little bit more. If they can ever get that done. Putting a big cemetery here because I'm pretty sure we have at least 5, 6, 7 years worth of or the dead bodies looking for a place to go. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But I imagine most of the day is probably going to be a lot of decorating and just doing some detailing. Maybe building a couple things here and there. And just continuing in our quest to have this entire map filled up, which, to our credit, most of it is. We do have some spots right here that we probably are going to be filling with more of these village houses, maybe another farm, or possibly the other farm would end up going up on this hill here, or up on this hill. We've got some options because there's plenty of space and plenty of little things we can get to. But why don't we go ahead and start off by laying down some more of these pavements. First off, check our supplies here. We have over 24,000 stone, so that's looking good. And of course, later on when we want to build row houses, we're going to need to have lime, which it seems like we have a decent bit. We've got 3,000. The window glass, we have 7,600. We are reliably producing that now, thanks to our warehouses actually functioning to keep bark in stock. Our asheries seem to be working as well. Our glassworks very healthily supplied. And we also have down here a second set of asheries, warehouses, carpentries, and everything. So since we're already here, let's replant this forest. We've got a lot of trees that need to be planted, so our guys are going to be pretty busy. Just want to make sure we stay on top of this whenever possible, because it's very, very easy for that to go awry. But all that being said, now we can come in here with our pavements, and we can think about where we want these to go. So, like I said, last episode, 3 weeks ago, we've got a pretty heavily trafficked area right here, including this little cut through to the inside, right where the school building used to be, that's being taken down. So, we definitely want to have in front of here marked off as a proper road, as well as this way, but I don't think we need to go all the way around. This isn't really going to be a super high traffic area, and it probably wouldn't be paved in the real world if it were not a thoroughfare, so to speak. So this area definitely right here needs to be done. Then probably up through here would also make sense to come this way, maybe build some more production stuff here, depending on how the land wants to cooperate or not cooperate. Could also be a good location for another one of these orchards, or maybe yet another hop yard, depending on what we have going on. But for right now, all we can do is keep on building these guys. So we're going to have to find our hit boxes here. Sometimes they can be a little temperamental, but we'll get that taken care of. I'll just have this whole thing taken care of in one singular spot. That should make it a little easier. And then we'll follow the curve this way. I think probably best for us to do something like this. Try to keep stuff kind of about the same level as these wells here. All right, and then this we can either come up this way or we can just, attach to the corner. Corner's probably the right way to go. So we'll have that all done, and then all we got to do is come along this way. Now for these, I am going to go ahead and have that come up to about right here. And then we'll follow this around. You know the drill. We'll do some landscaping next to the buildings here, make that look a little bit nicer, and continue following around this way. Now, as this gets a little bigger, we might be able to put some trees down the middle here. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be feasible the whole way or not, but I really do like the idea of having things be a little bit more desirable in terms of landscaping. So what we could do is we could either split it down the middle, or we could push this up further this way and then have some trees along the riverbank. I think I'm kind of partial to that idea. And yeah, so instead of going down here, I think we'll give this a little bit more space. There we go, just like that. Continue following along this way. Like so. Now, this is also our pass-through, so we want to make sure that that is adequately paved here. Just give them a little bit of space like so, should be good. And then we have the back of our boatyard right here. So that's obviously going to cause a problem for our pavement right here. So if we were to bring this to right about here, could actually do one of those and then just, you know, give it a little bit of a skip right here. There we go. And just continue along like we know how to do. Now right here would be a great opportunity to put some trees in the middle because of how wide this street is. So that is what I'll do. I will leave this like so. And we'll come right in here. We like our maple trees, don't we? So those guys can go right in the middle. Should be able to get 4 of these if I'm guessing correctly. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And come on in with the pavements. Move this a little bit further down. Yeah, that's going to look nice. That's going to be good. We'll keep the same, more or less the same angle. Let's move this out a little bit further so it should line up better. And come in like so. Looks good. And then this is going to be this whole intersection thing. We'll leave this big square in this... I played myself. We'll leave that big square in the center after I have the chance to properly mark everything off. All right, that is going to work just fine. Demolition complete. That means they're going to start building soon. So let's actually pause the game. I want to do all this at once so we can have a nice long time lapse. You guys like those? It also kind of splits up the monotony of some of these things. And I definitely want to avoid monotony. So let's go ahead. We haven't built anything else here. I think we probably will at some point. So for right now, I'm just going to leave this like so. Yeah, put that in there. We'll put our maple trees down through the middle. Maybe run a fence through those as well, just so nobody's crossing over. Kind of respect the split of everything here. All right, come on, let me put this down. All right, that's looking good. And then pavement on the other side. Go a little bit closer. There we go. All right, and this can come right up here. Yeah, let's go right up this way. Perfect, right in front of there. And I think that's where I'm going to leave the pavement here because there's not really too much else this way. But what we can do is we can go ahead and come up this way. I can't decide if I want to put anything on the side of this little fence here. Probably would be in our best interest to landscape this. Not necessarily with any trees, but some nice bushes. I'll just kind of evenly space these out, more or less. And we'll fill in with the other types of bushes. Just want to create a little bit of a visual buffer here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what goes where. We're just kind of having a good time here. Adding a little bit of color to what otherwise would be a pretty lifeless and boring setup. Lilac bushes especially. I love that. Well, I guess lilac would be the color if you're a color-minded person. I think most people who are not would just say, that's a nice pink purple-ish color. But I don't know. Those of you who know all about color theory probably are going to be roasting me over that. That's fine. So now let's come in right here. I don't think the bushes actually care in terms of collision, which probably works out pretty nicely. I don't think this is wide enough for us to split with trees going down the middle. But I will go ahead and, yeah. We'll set this up just like so. And this is another entrance to that inside. So we'll be up to that in a second. I just want to make sure that this gets adequately, there we go. Adequately, what's the word I'm looking for? Covered? Might be it. Yeah, so, oh, don't select the building. Come on. All right, how far out do I need to go? I guess we'll just come out that way and then do one of these numbers. And then, while I'm not going to extend this all the way around, I am going to make sure that this at least connects down here. So I will have that reach there. And now we have a nice extension of all of our paths. Let's see if it shows them. Yep, there we go. That's going to look nice. A little bit of trees separating things. And then we'll lay some trees down here. We already have fences along the very steep part, but as this becomes shallower, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect to see some trees planted here. Maples, I'm not sure maples would be the kind of trees you'd want to see there. Birches, maybe, might be a little bit more at home in this specific type of environment. I'm not a horticulturist or whatever the term is. I think that's probably more just plants in general. Maybe that's botanist. I don't know. I studied communications, not science. So if I am in fact committing tree crimes by putting these here, please do let me know. But I think a little bit of visual variety, a little bit of a buffer here is never a bad thing. I think we can enjoy looking at that in the future. So last thing we'll do, just real quick, is put these fences through the middle of... Oh, it's not going to let me. I'm going to have to pick a side. All right, well, that's fine. We'll just go on the far side that we're not really going to see very much. There we go. And right like so. So that is going to look a lot better. We have the opportunity to put in some more benches and then some more decorations up here. So let's come right around with the benches. Obviously, they're being used because, well, a lot of them are full or very close to full. So it would be a smart idea for us to include a little bit more seating for our citizens that are over here. Now, is this going to be... Yep, that's going to work out just fine right there. Put one more over here. Rotate just a touch. There we go. And I think... yeah, those few additions are probably okay, but we'll come around the side here. Rotate the correct way, of course. Get that all taken care of. And we don't have any over here. Probably could use some, although on the inside there's a decent bit. So yeah, we can go ahead and add a couple here. Just in case. I'm not going to put them on of every single doorway. But if they want to have access to sit down, they should be able to. There we go. Because creating places like this is all about trying to imagine something that you would want to be a part of, or would at least tolerate in most cases. And I know it would be nice to have somewhere to sit. All right, let me, no, the wrong rotation button. There we go, good job. All right, so a couple of those working nicely. And then, of course, we have this area right here as another pass-through. I'm not going to pave it, though. Just immensely unworried about that at this moment in time. So this is all set up. We now have this big empty space here. And I did say last episode, I believe that we were going to be doing some decorating in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this fence just a little bit more. It's kind of difficult to get the angle exactly right, but we'll do our best. I think that's going to be about as good as we can get. I'll put a nice archway on the front of the school here. Big arch number 2. Line that up from an angle perspective with the front door. Doesn't look too bad there. Come down straight like this. Just about. Maybe not quite perfect, but, you know, it's going to be fine. And come in with our fences. No, I'd say we did a good job. Works for me. All right, now I believe these are maple trees that we planted. Should have been, because I'm pretty sure that's more or less all I've been planting this whole time is maple trees. So the side of the building here, a little too close to be planting trees. So I think we'll leave that open. We might put some bushes or something. But the front here, inside the fence, I didn't have really the perfect spot here. I did kind of mess that up, but that's all right. We'll just put a couple of these trees in here. I think I can fit one. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, that's a drag. That is unfortunate. Well, it happens. We'll survive. I am going to put one in this corner, though, and then we'll just split the distance. There we go. All right, so that's good progress there. Even if it's not perfect, you know, it'll work. And let's see, a bell post for the front of the school. Nice addition. And since we always get comments about lack of birdhouses, we can put a couple of them. Maybe not right next to here, but maybe in like right here we'll put a birdhouse and a couple of bushes for them to seek their little bits of refuge in. A little bit of landscaping. Maybe a bench closer to here. There we go. Actually, we can do a bench on either side of that. Yeah, it's a little crooked, but, you know, it's fine. It works. It'll be a-okay. We'll need to figure something else out to do here. Maybe a couple market stalls. We do have the granary right here. And we could very well put a few in front of here. Maybe a little bit of landscaping, but I'll leave that up to you guys. If you have any opinions, wow, opinions in the comments section, love to hear them about utilizing the rest of this space, but I did want to kind of finish this off. So now it is late July. It's about to be harvest season, so we can actually take a look at our farms before we unpause. Take a look at how everything's growing in. It's looking pretty good. I always love looking at the harvest season stuff in this game. It just looks fantastic. Really is quite good. In terms of food supply, we've got tons. We're looking pretty good. The staple stuff always does run out right before harvest season, so we are looking low on most of that, but we'll get a lot of that back. We just need to make sure that we're keeping ahead of ourselves in that regard, not letting things go too badly here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a nice top-down time lapse so you can see all of our pavement building. Just get that a little bit more zoomed in. There we go. Let that get done, and we'll see you on the other side. It should be a, hopefully, pretty quick one. Well, by the time I edit, it will definitely be quick. All right, we'll see you on the other side. All right, and just in time for the snow to come down, where we can just barely see a lot of this stuff. It's all good to go, all ready and complete, so our people can start using it. And what we're going to go ahead and do is continue building through the winter here as soon as the game decides to, stop thinking constantly. And check on our area up here. Yeah, most of the stuff's gone, and the reason I picked this specific spot is it's enough of a distance this way from our major cluster of townhouses here that I think we can put in a pretty good sized cemetery right about here. And we're probably going to start laying those plots pretty soon, actually. But since I hate staring at the white ground, we're not going to do too much of that. What I will do, though, is start putting down a bunch of trees in the median area here. Might actually be smarter to lay the pavement first. because we have our orchards over here, and want to make sure we're not completely blocking those off. So we'll come up to, say, maybe here. There we go. Do one of these numbers right about like so. Yeah, perfect. Just like that. And then we'll just keep this going this way. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Just leave a little bit of a space. Yeah, that's going to be nice. And come all the way out here. Perfect. And you guessed it, more maple trees. We will leave a little bit of space between in some spots to make sure that we can, you know, actually use the cut-throughs here. It is funny how in the winter when you go to place these trees down, it uses the version of the asset with no leaves on it. That is kind of nice. But it is a kind of a visual shock when you're used to placing them in the spring, summer, or fall when it actually has trees. But we'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll place fences appropriately, put the other pavement on the other side. And then hopefully by that point in time, it won't be winter anymore, and I'll be able to stare at the ground a little bit more without getting visually irritated. But I like having trees in the middle of these streets like this. I think it's nice. It adds a lot of shade. When you're actually walking down the road, it doesn't heat up as much. And it's just a general good urban design concept. So we'll leave those there. Please do not crash, I beg of you. Well, I still hear wagon sound, so that's probably good. Alright, there we go. And come in with the fences. I'll just put it, right like so. I'm going to have one cut through in the middle, probably right about here, I think. There we go. Is it actually... Oh, if I wait until after the trees are placed. Ha ha ha, I can build it right through the trees. Is that good for the trees? Probably not. But it's good for us. So we're gonna roll with that. Let me click on this fence. Let me do this again. Come on. Play nice with me here. There we go. I had forgotten that was a thing. That is such a game changer. Just grow the trees right through the fence. It's probably not supposed to be able to do that, but you know, I don't think I care. That just looks nice. All right, so that's done. Come in with our other pavement right here. And I'm going to leave that open. Yeah, there we go. We'll just have this come out like so. Of course, we'll have to have this filled in as well. Easy enough. I'm sure we'll end up doing some finer detailing at some point. But right now is not that time. Got to get this done, and then we got a little bit more time, and then I'll get you guys on your way. Don't want to take up too much time on your Friday morning, Friday afternoon, whenever it is you end up watching these videos. All right, so they'll get to work on those. And that's really going to dress up the appearance of this whole spot right here. Going to be quite nice. Make a quick check of our resources. Everything is looking... Interestingly, they seem to have gone through all the potatoes and all the buckwheat already. I don't know, maybe we'll have to adjust our farms. I haven't seen anybody complaining about food problems yet. At least to the point where they'll leave. Okay, these people are complaining about food variety, but not amount of food. So I wonder why that is. Which one of these had the store in it? Was that this one? Okay, they don't have any sallow. We knew that was going to be a problem. Potatoes kind of out of stock on that stuff. What about this store? All right, it's not. I mean, it's not looking fantastic, but it definitely has looked worse. So I think probably at this exact moment don't need to be super concerned about it. But what I am going to do, just to make sure we're not completely screwing ourselves over. There we go, burial plots. I need this to match up with the edge of the map. Not really any specific reason. I'm just kind of, I guess, insane like that. But we'll go ahead and just, I guess, start putting graves down. Yeah, all right. So, all right, it's February of 1818. What year is going to be on this headstone? 1809. All right, that's not great. Not great, Bob. 9 years. 9 years. But, you know, all's well that ends well, and as long as that ends well, then, you know, that's what they say. Yeah, an orator I am not, but we can spend a little bit of time putting some of these guys in. I do want to make this an actual proper graveyard with some chapels and maybe like a little garden and things like that. Just want to make it look a little bit nicer. And also, you know, take all of our bodies here. We got 3, we got 6, we got 9. Let's go 10 wide. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do, I wish I could just click drag all of this and just copy paste it. 10 of these graves in a row. They're going to take the rest of these trees out, but what we're going to do is we're going to start kind of creating sections for this. 1810. All right, we're moving up. We're moving up. We also have, we could put a church in if we really felt like it. I don't think we need another one. We actually might, actually. Yeah, great English there. I think we could use another one. I'm afraid to put one over here. He says not even in the correct spot. I'm afraid to put one over here just because of how much space they take up. But, you know, at the same time, we kind of could use it. So if we did that, I'm not going to build this one here. I just want to make sure that I've got enough space. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put another one down this way from it, just so I could use that as a spacer. Make sure it's at least roughly centered on this one. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. Yeah, so I will get rid of this. There we go. And that church is going to go there just in time for the snow to start melting. Now, the reason I do that is so that I can have this block of graves come down this way and not intersect the side of the corner of the church. So that is what we'll do. We'll just have this go up right next to it. We've seen it build churches before. We don't need to have that included in a time lapse. I think you guys have gotten your fill of that. This is currently all about trying to build some sort of graveyard area that's actually serviceable, or at least the start of something, because it has been a very long time since we've gotten into that. So I was thinking maybe we could do 10 wide, maybe 6 deep might be good. Leave a little bit of space around the corner of the church building here. And then like landscape something nice. Maybe put some paved path going around, some benches, and, you know, just stuff that would actually make it look pretty nice. And I don't want to have the graves surrounding the church. I just want them in the back here, kind of in a separated area a little bit. And then I'm not going to fence this in so much. Might actually have this kind of set up as, I don't know what the right word would be, pods maybe, where you have little sections of graves separated with paths and things that, you know, actually make it look nice, and not just a huge just grid of headstones. You know, make it look a little bit more intentionally designed, a little bit more respectful of an environment, which honestly probably would be fine just leaving maybe 3 or 4 rows of these. So let's build the 4 rows. Let's see if that is going to end up looking more along the lines of what I had in my head. I can't really show you unless I build it, so I've got to make sure that I'm keeping tabs on stuff. We are going to want to check out that messenger here in a little bit once we finish with these guys. All right, so that is 40. That is 40 graves. Only 1811, man. Yeah, I told you this was going to be a huge problem. But let's see. Oh, it's Dirttracker. We haven't seen them in a long time. Well, mostly because I ignore them every time they come up here. But we've got plenty of stuff to sell, get some money in our coffers, and import some more food. Because, you know, our people need it. And I'm glad that we have the ability to export so much. We might want to add some additional trading posts, which we could have a lot of... Nope, sunflower oil. Oh, I actually haven't started exporting that yet. I'm not going to export 4,000, though, just because we only have about 5,800. Raspberries, we should be able to do some of those, but I guess we can't. Charcoal, we really could sell some and not make a ton of money, but it would clear up some space. Buckwheat, of course not. Let's see. Now, sallow, we have... Let me click on this. I think... Yeah, I'm going to buy 10,000 of that. I mean, I think it goes bad at some point, but we chew through this so fast. It is unbelievable. 10,000 potatoes. Dried fish, can I do 10,000 of those too, or am I not going to have enough cash? Oh, I definitely am going to have enough cash. Let's buy 10,000 of those. Metal parts, we got plenty. Iron, we make our own iron, so that's not a problem. Lime, I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, 5,000 lime. Salts, yeah, we got plenty. Good. Stuff's looking nice, and that was about as much as those guys could handle. So that's looking good. The church is also just about finished. I do like how this building looks. Quite a nice design. I do wish we had a couple of variations on this. Like, I know we have the steeple. Maybe Orthodox churches have a different term for this. But this, I always just like how that looks. It's quite nice. I'm pretty sure it's the same on all of these, unless I've just completely missed the boat. Alright. Perform your calculations, save, and let me get back to work here. Yep, that's exactly what that is. So what I wanted to do is come around the side here. First of all, go on 1x speed so it doesn't lag quite so much. And I'm going to go ahead and landscape right up against the side of the building with these bushes. It's kind of hard to see in the shadows, but just try to add a little bit of visual interest to the side of the building here. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Looks a lot better, even though it is in shadow the whole time. It's just the intentionality of having something that looks like it's supposed to be used and appreciated, and not just a set piece, you know? Creating a living, breathing kind of environment. So alongside this little walkway, this porch area, you have these bushes, and you'll have, I don't know, birds and stuff coming in here to enjoy themselves. And that also kind of covers up the underside of the porch here. So let's go ahead and plop these guys in the front as well. And I didn't go with the lilac bushes because I felt like that color was a little bit loud for a house of worship type environment. But that's already a big improvement, even with the limited palette that we have access to in the game here. I'm going to do a couple of pavements around the side of the church. And they might not be the nicest looking things, but I think it's nice to have at least something here, you know? I keep wanting to click decorations to put these in. But we'll have this come right up to the... is it going to let me build this? No. Okay, I'm going to have to come all the way out here. There we go. So I'll just do the smallest possible square here. And then out from the side of that, we'll have this like so. Just keep it on the minimum side. And then we'll just connect this up. It's not going to be the most beautiful thing ever, but it is going to make the environment around the building a little bit nicer. And I believe I have that offset almost going to match, and that's all right. We will figure it out. We'll have to have a little bit of a section where it kicks out there. Oh, I didn't want to do that way. Tell you what I'll do. Get out of here. I will just get rid of that one entirely, and we'll just have this come out. There we go, just like so. Minimum width. Make a nice little sidewalk, and then connect this. All right, perfect. Look at that. I hope it cleans up a little bit better. But now we're well on our way to having this go around the church building, and I'm going to have this come out to right about, say right about here. And we'll just have this be minimum width again. There we go. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Try to kind of have it meet a little bit. It's not going to be perfect. But again, the idea is just to create a usable walkway around the church, landscape it in a somewhat appealing manner. We can have this kind of turn in a little bit more as well. All right, and once that's built, that's going to be nice. And that also sets up the ability for us to have maybe a gazebo out here and a little bit of a kind of a reflective space. Not reflective in the sense of like a mirror, but maybe it's just a space right here for people to gather and enjoy sitting in and amongst those dearly departed. So that is what we'll do. We'll put in some bushes around the entrance to the gazebo. And I think this is a pretty good start. I'm going to fence around here with our number 4 fence. And we'll just have, yeah, we'll have this just follow alongside. I will leave it open at the back side of this. Just want to keep the side of the building a little bit fenced in. There we go. So all that does is just delineates a separate area for the church building itself and keeps the path organized. And then what we can do is we can have a separate set of these burial plots based off of the location of, hold on, let me rotate that, based off the location of this post here. More or less. Oh, you know what would actually be a smart way to do this is take a fence post and use our grave plots to help us, well, do more grave plots. We'll just bring this all the way until that places occupied thing goes away, and use that as kind of a ruler for us here. Seems like an idea that's not completely insane. So I will stick this plot right there. Looks like it's about right. And we'll get rid of the fence, because that's not going to stay there. But I will start putting in another set of 10 by 4. And then I think at the end of that is probably going to be a good spot to end it for today. Just have a nice start for this. We can come back next time and continue to expand it. But I know we've been wanting one of these for a very, very long time. It had been very, 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 very sorely needed. So that's 9. That's our 10th. And you know the drill. Just come right back here. I am going to speed this back up so they can hopefully build those little walkways before we're finished here. It very well could likely take that much time or more. So should have started that earlier. Oh well, you live and you learn. We got some time, as long as it's not winter by the time I have to come in here and do this. Alright. Making our way here. Looks like this tree is not going to be in the way, which is going to be very nice. I really like these grave plots in these smaller chunks like this. It seems a little bit more realistic and also doesn't seem like their loved ones are being displayed in a giant mega warehouse for dead bodies, which, you know, is always nice when, you know, it's a respectful thing and not just, all right, put your bodies over here because that's where we have to put them. No. And this is like a culturally important thing too, right? Going to visit departed family members. So people will actually come to these. I know we've seen that before in the game here. But they'll come here and they'll visit their relatives or whatever. So having it close to the church is nice. Having it in a thing that actually kind of looks decent is also pretty nice. Now, what year is this? 1813. We're catching up. We're still 5 years behind. What did I say? Someone just came here to visit a grave. Oh, there you go. And this gazebo, of course, will be constructed in due time. But they have started putting in these pavements. We are going to have to wait. So let's check out what these guys have on offer here. Pot ash. We probably should be selling some of this if we were producing more, but we aren't. So that's a-okay. Buckwheat. We have lots of money. I think our Dirttracker guys are still still making their way in here. So we'll see what our cash flow looks like, but I believe... Are we out of wool? That seems impossible. With how much of that we've gone through. That almost does not seem possible. So that's an interesting interesting problem to have. Let's check our resources here. Now we have... Oh, we don't have any warm clothes. Okay, I guess we have to make some. What about regular clothes? 24,000. We've produced 600 this year. Exported 4,000, sold 200. So I think we're okay on regular clothes. Just not entirely sure what the deal is here. Oh, look at the blooms on these dog rose bushes. Those look great. They really do. Such a nice looking game. I always forget, and I'm reminded every time we do one of these videos. But it really is. It's a work of art. It's a fantastic game. I really hope that they can do these pavements fast, because I want to make sure we can appreciate this before the end of today's episode. But I digress. I was going to... I cannot believe there's still so many of these. Still so many of these things, but I think we're going to have enough money. I'm going to buy some buckwheat. 10,000 should be easily serviceable, so we'll do that. While they're taking care of all of that, let's come on over to our trading hub area here. Let's see how things are going. They should be just entering right into this guy for drop-offs at least. Well, we've got apples. We should be selling those. But I think there's only one trade partner on land that buys them. And I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just be consuming these, because if we look at our resources, see, nobody's... You know, I'm going to stop exporting apples. Also, that frees up some space for us, because our people should be eating these. Warm clothing... I don't think people ever really want to import it. I don't know. We could be selling iron. I know there's somebody that buys it. We're just not there at this exact moment in time. How are we doing over here? Flax, we really should be selling a lot of flax. That's look good. What about our river trading? Storage is full. Yeah, get that beer out of here. Sell that stuff. I gotta get a spot for this window glass. Because I've got... Wow, okay. Sheesh. Any good spot for this? Okay, the Bart can go somewhere else. Because that's already here. I guess for right now, I'm just gonna put window glass. Oh man, I'm gonna put window glass in this warehouse. That is... What a drag. But hey, we're using it, so that's fine. And you thought we were going to get through this episode without having a row house built? Oh, how wrong you were. I just have to find out where I'm going to put it. Yes, I know that's a thing we like to do every single episode, is one of those guys in there. So I guess at this point it's kind of a meme. But there's not really that many good spots for it. I really cannot put another one in here without it just looking insane. So why don't we... I know. Boring, safe option, but why don't we just stick this guy right here? Get him all figured out right there. That'll be fine. They got that little pass through there. Cue that up, and then once they finished all these pavements, which they should be, hopefully, doing soon, we'll be all good to go. Theoretically. They should make quick work of this. Like they are there. And on that side as well, as they sit there moonwalking at 12 times game speed. Yeah, so here we are again toward the other last couple minutes of this episode. Figure we might as well talk about the future of the Ostriv playthroughs. You guys didn't really like missing 2 weeks in a row, so apologies for that. Those of you who look forward to these. But as you can see, the progress in this playthrough is very, very slow because we're so late in the game. And we've already done almost everything there is to do. We're just doing some accessory things and making stuff look a little nicer, which is always fun. But it is a little slower and it's not necessarily interesting. And of course, the analytics on the videos do reflect that. That doesn't mean I don't want to make these anymore. I'm just letting you know people really want to see other stuff, but there are still a few of you that really enjoy these. So of course we'll keep doing them. But I am thinking about moving these to primarily live stream stuff. So if you have any opinions on that, please do leave them below. I know I've asked a couple times before, but not too many people responded on that. So if you do want to see that, let me know. If you don't want to see that, also let me know. I'm still planning on doing videos of Ostriv, maybe not every single week, but I don't want to forget about our town here or the fun times we're having with this stuff. Just want to be a little realistic about what people actually want to see on the channel, and make sure that we're making the best use of our available time and resources for that. But we do still have a good bit to do here before this playthrough is completely done. I don't know when the next update is going to be coming for Ostriv. It supposedly is in the works, but you know how these things go. It's an indie game. It takes time. Not to mention everything that's happening in Ukraine right now. So obviously we want those guys to stay safe and take care of what they need to take care of. But all that means is it's kind of fluid about what happens with this in the future. We'll just see what ends up happening as it happens. At the least, I want to do a video about this once every 2 weeks. Little quick updates. Maybe a little shorter of a video with mostly time lapses. This one's gotten a little longer than I originally wanted it to be. But I think it's worth it to get the rest of this stuff in place, because it's always fun. We enjoy watching them build fun stuff and all the time lapses and everything. And of course, there's plenty more to do here. But look how nice this is with the pavements and the fences and the bushes and everything. That is really sharp. And of course, we'll continue adding more grave plots because we're still 5 years behind. But that is a very nice start. And we can have different sections. We could even have them angled on the side of the building, whatever. You know, just something that looks a little nicer. It's always enjoyable. So there we go. All we have left now today is just this other row house being constructed. So there you go. That's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, comments are open, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just want to say hi, or anything that I've addressed earlier in the episode about feedback, please do let me know. I read all the comments. Can't always respond, and can't always respond quickly to those that I do respond to, but I do read them, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend a little bit of time with me playing this game and enjoying each other's company. It's always fun, always a pleasure, and I'm thankful for the time that you spend with us here. And also, big thanks to the Beard Boosters, once again, making it possible for me to keep doing these videos. It does take a lot of time, and their contributions and generosity means that I can keep doing this, and we can keep having fun doing all this fun stuff without me having to go and get, quote-unquote, a real job, or I guess a second or third real job at this point. But yeah, very thankful for those folks. You can see their names on the screen, and all of the related information is down below. Of course, they get early access to videos, and a little bit of behind-the-scenes stuff here and there. So, again, very thankful for you. Hope whatever you are doing with the rest of your day, you have a fun and a safe time, and I'll look forward to seeing you again for our upcoming content. We are going to have a live stream tomorrow earlier in the day. I've got some stuff to do in the evening for one of my other jobs. But tomorrow, some sort of Timberborn stream. Sunday, we might try something new. Might not be Sweet Transit, might do some Roller Coaster Tycoon. A couple of you guys were asking for that. But yeah, I look forward to that. And then, of course, next week, back on the Timberborn train. Tuesday, Thursday, Folktales playthrough. And Wednesday, Water Beavers Episode 3. That series has been really fun. So please go check out the first 2 episodes of that if you haven't already. It's been great fun. It's a crazy mod. Lots of new stuff that kind of changes the fundamental play of the game. But it's been extremely enjoyable so far, and the mod creators watching the videos and making comments too, which is always fun. So hope to see you there or on any of our other things. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Once again, thankful for you and all the wonderful support you guys give me. It really makes this worth it, and it's just a really fun environment. So yep, have a good one, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.